Greetings to all our beautiful viewers. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Speaking as always, it is Lunga Mr. Oda Komalo. Hope you're having a great time, having a great day. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel, where we aim to inspire, equip, and to empower you into a rightful living. It's a great time. It's a great platform that we are having here, that we get an opportunity to transform one another. As you know, that this is a platform that empowers individuals into a holistic living, a transformative living, a living where one is able to track themselves, audit themselves, and actually see the results that they are putting in and the work that they are doing. So yes, today I'll be talking on a topic, a transformational topic. I'll be talking on discipline. This will be a very short video. I don't expect this to be a very long video, but I would really be excited if this video becomes a very short video, because I would like to just go straight to the topic and don't beat around the bushes for you in this episode. Um, Maybe one of the disclaimers that I need to share is that today's topic is fully covered, and you'll definitely understand it way better if you could get the book that I've written titled Leading Walls. Because yesterday I will be talking about discipline, but I will not be talking about it in the context of leadership, because in the book that I've just mentioned, Leading Walls, I talk about discipline in the context of leadership and the importance that leaders should have discipline. We cannot be led by people who do not have discipline. But today, I just want to make this topic or subject a little bit broader, and do not just limit it to leadership discipline. I remember that I once was given an opportunity to speak in an event, and obviously the subjects I was covering was leadership. And I remember that my closing words were very simple. I said, "Your decision will help you start, but your discipline will help you reach your destination." I now use that as a quote. I also quote it in my first book, No One Owes You a Thing, and I quote it again in my second book, Leading Walls, that your decision will help you start, but your discipline will help you reach your destination. In other words, for you to reach your destination, you do not need a lot of things. You need one ethical thing that is foundational for anyone who is building a progressive life. You need to attain a discipline that is called discipline. You need to attain a discipline that is called discipline. You need to be a person, first of all, who's honest to themselves, who's able to check themselves, who's able to tell when they are far off from the right thing. A person who's focused, a person who has clarity, and a person who is consistent even during times of difficulty. You need to be a person who's consistent even during times of difficulty, because a lot of people, they forsake these great ethical behaviors when they are faced with challenges or difficulties. And it's almost human that whenever people find themselves pressed or cornered, they easily pivot to a point where they find themselves now going for an alternative, easy relief of the pain. Because let us be honest, no one loves being pressured, no one loves being in hardship, no one loves being in pain. So these disciplines, unfortunately, because these are disciplines, they find themselves evaporating in the presence of pressure. But all those who are disciplined and all those who maintain discipline, they are not just focused and have clarity, but those who obtain the discipline, they are people who are consistent even during times of difficulty and pressure. And as I said, people normally forsake such a thing as discipline when they are faced with pressure of difficulty and pressure itself. But what is discipline in the actual self? Discipline, it is being able to call yourself out. It is being able to endure even when times are difficult. Discipline, it is having the ability to focus in anything that you do, and you see it to pass, and you see it till the end. Discipline, it is how can I put this? But discipline, it is a very essential skill for anyone who wants to see themselves or their lives transforming for the better. Anyone, all those who actually succeed in life are those who hold discipline close to their heart. Because unfortunately, we live in times and in a society that praises easy access and praises, quick fix. But unfortunately, discipline calls you far from such, because discipline holds close ethical behaviors next to one's heart. It holds close accountability close to their heart. It holds close consistency and clarity of where they want to get over an easy access to where they are actually getting, because sometimes discipline is obviously the opposite, or sometimes, not even sometimes, all the time, discipline is the opposite of easy access. It's the opposite of quick fix. It's the opposite of sudden sudden success, because if one is actually able to attain for themselves proper discipline, true discipline, they'll be able to actually put in steps and processes that will guide them even when pressure arises, even when times where they find themselves that they are pressured, and the only results that they can give at the time are results of giving up, are the results of giving in, are the results of quitting. Because a lot of time, those who are disciplined, they do not have the option of quitting as one of their option, because they have clarity of their goals. They are people who are consistent even during times of difficulty and pressure. Hence, discipline is essential for one to actually transform their lives for the better. Let me use an example so that you could understand what I'm trying to say. Let's take a person who's studying. Let us be honest. Studying doesn't need you to be motivated a lot of the times, but studying requires you to have discipline. Studying requires you to have a timetable that you actually follows. Studying requires you to be accountable and to be responsible of your academic life. Let's take another example that you actually get to understand and see what I'm talking about when I'm talking about discipline. Let us take one who's transforming their lives from bad habits, transforming their lives to have actually attaining good habits. That person will have to be accountable to themselves first before being accountable to anyone external, or to do that routes for anyone external besides themselves. So for a person who's transforming from a life of being addicted to a life of to a transformed life or a transformed living, one will actually be required to be accountable to themselves. One will actually be required to have a focus and to have clarity. And most of all, one will be required to be consistent in their routines that they've built, that are now destroying in their minds this cycle that they've been living on, that has been addicting them, or that has been holding them back to this pattern of living that is actually bonding them and holding them hostage instead of liberating them into a transformed living. So discipline comes there. A lot of times, whenever we are required to take drastic steps, discipline is always at the center of us attaining those dreams. I'll say that again. Whenever life throws at us an opportunity to take drastic steps that are going to transform our life holistically, discipline is always at the heart of that. We are always required to attain discipline as a skill for us to reach the goals we want to reach. For anyone starting a business, it is not easy to wake up every morning and go and open that business and run that business if every day you're waking up to fruitless efforts, to waking up to people not buying, waking up to people not being consistent in using your services that you're rendering. It requires discipline for you to continuously wake up and to be able to have a mindset that says, I am focused in the goal that I have, and I know the schedule and plan that I have put in practice that is going to help me to attain that goal that I have. Remember when I started, said your decision will help you start. It is discipline that will help you reach your destination. In other words, destinations are not reached by taking the decisions to attend that destination, but destinations are eventually met when an individual has actually attained the discipline that is required for each destination for one to reach. In other words, it's good that you have a dream, it's good that you have a goal, but let me tell you something that is a rude awakening truth that says, if you are not going to put in the proper discipline that the field you are in requires, you will not find yourself reaching that destination. Not because you are not worth it, because you lack the responsibility of attaining the proper discipline for you to reach your destination. Destinations are not attained through through dreamful living, but our destinations are attained by through the disciplines we put. I know a lot of the people who will be viewing this, because I'm Christian myself, are probably Christians, which I believe. And a lot of times we normally pray away things, when we pray away accountabilities and responsibilities that we should be taking as individuals. But unfortunately, we require discipline for us to reach some of the destinations that we even see the Lord taking us towards. There are people who are believing that they are going to be kingdom influencers or kingdom ambassadors, others even kingdom financiers. Unfortunately, though the Lord has spoke to you about that, but it will require you to have a discipline in you in reading your word, a discipline in you in understanding the field God is calling you in, to have the discipline in actually being consistent with what the Lord is calling you to do and focusing you in, so that eventually you can reach that destination. I'm saying this again. At the heart of every great goal, at every great commission, there's a discipline to it that is required for you to meet that destination. Apart from you attaining, or apart from you having the heart of discipline in the commands and in the leadings that you are led to do, or in the goals and the dreams that you are led to do, you are parting yourself from the discipline of discipline. You are actually creating a barrier between you and your dreams. So that's the episode for today. As I said, I wish this episode is a short episode. I'll be ending it there for today. I hope it blessed you and it transformed you. Thank you so much.